the Hunt360 podcast. I'm E3 King. I'm here with founder of Hunt360, Jeremy Williams, and our friend Saku from Asian Mountain Outfitters. Saku, it's great to have you. How you doing today?
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, we're doing well. I'm really excited to be here. Yep. Yeah, to meet lots of old and new friends.
Yeah, Saku, it's great to meet you. And I know we had dinner last night. We all ran into one another in the restaurant, and I got to spend a little time listening to your story, where you come from, and I think it's very, you have a great story, to be honest. I know some of it, is off limits a little bit, but it's just really really cool to meet you and hear your story. So tell our listeners where you're from and where you grew up at, and a little bit about what got you into the world of hunting.
Okay, so I am from Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan is a former Soviet Union republic, one of the 15 republics, and Kyrgyzstan Kyrgyzstan is known for the mountains. 93% of the country is all mountains. Only 7% is valleys. And mountains is a rich of fauna and flora, rich of animals. So, and I grew up in one of the mountain regions as the farmer boy,
Right.
and the village boy. Of course, in being close to the nature from childhood, you observe the animals running around. I mean, the wild animals and all that vegetation. So you got that's how being close to the nature. Of course, you naturally start to love that, and then Kyrgyz people being more farmers and nomads and hunters, so we are naturally love hunting, and that was the way of living, is feeding families, and actually I got into hunting right after the Soviet Union started to collapse, and hunting was the way to get food for the family, and first my first food, which I would say, which I brought home, was a rabbit, and then and ducks, and later roe deer, and that's how I got hooked.
That's how you got hooked on hunting, because you had to hunt. You had to eat.
So you got to eat.
A lot of our people don't really know where Kazakhstan is. So can you tell everybody where Kazakhstan is?
Kyrgyzstan is located in between China and Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan one of the largest countries in Central Asia? China is well known for everyone. So it's squeezed between these two countries, and also from the west, we have neighbors Uzbekistan and Tajikistan, which is close to Pakistan. Afghanistan is also well known to the rest of the world. Yeah.
So all the stands used to be part of the Soviet Union.
Except Pakistan and Afghanistan. Stan means actually land, like a Deutschland and Finland, exactly the same thing. So many countries like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, they were part of Soviet Union.
Okay, sweet. So let's. What about your family? How many? What do you have children or?
Yeah, I have two girls. Yeah, two daughters.
Little girls.
Little girls.
Well, you were telling me earlier you got into doing the hockey and
exactly.
Kids and.
The reason why I got in, also one of my hobbies, and also I would call it my ministries, is kids hockey development.
Yeah.
In Naren region where I grew up is very cold. It's called the Kyrgyz Siberia, because all this cold from Siberia comes to blowing wind from north to the south, stops in the Naren region, because in Naren region there is a mountain range separating China and Kyrgyzstan. That mountain range stops the wind of the north coming from the north, and that's why Naren is very cold.
Yeah.
And some years we have deep snow, and then in cold place you always have ice. And then in Soviet Union time, ice hockey was very popular for people to watch from TV, and we grew up playing a little bit hockey. Of course, not necessarily on modern ice rink, and then on ice, on packed snow, and we love it. And later, just 10 years ago, so I always being Soviet Union kid, grew up with Soviet Union education, and we have been taught, you have to sacrifice your life, you have to live for your country. So that education still stayed in my heart. So I wanted to do something for my country, and I chose, of course, kids ministry. I decided to serve to kids of Kyrgyzstan, especially Narin regions. I founded Narin Hockey League, and I founded already 3 teams, kids teams. I mean, now they are developing and they're taking part in the competitions and around the world, even not only in Kyrgyzstan. They always go to Kazakhstan and Russia. That's my ministry besides the hunting
Yeah.
and shooting programs. Yeah.
Well, so last night you were telling me about the hunting, how you can fund some of your hockey with hunting.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone knows about hockey is a very expensive sport.
Yep.
Even in Canada and US, is not affordable to everyone. And in our part of the world, even more, way more difficult, especially for the village people. But I mean, I whatever it costs, I really wanted to have to make it happen. Well, I had a vision, and I had a plan before first of all, you need to get lots of gear, even used gear. How you can get that? You need the money. So, but how you can get the money? So I had planned. Okay, I can use my hunting skills, so to earn the money. Just only trapping marmots is not enough. Doesn't make money. There is also, you can be guide and you can be organizer of the hunts, and then someone will pay, and that money can be used for buying equipments and also organizing hockey games and this in my case, of course, teams and in the league. So, and then I was, of course, praying God. God opened me the ways,
Yes.
and then
You
God
turn your-
God
you
did
turn your
actually.
hunting- you
Yeah,
turn your hunting
exactly.
into a way
Yeah.
to fund your ministry for your.
And then people
youth
already
hockey.
people already knew, I am a really avid hunter, and many people offered me, can you be a guide and can you help us organize? That's how I met Brian Martin actually.
Yeah.
And then he offered, can you, Saku, organize for us international hunts? I've gladly accepted that. That's how doors were opening. And then when I got in this business, being the manager for the Kyrgyzstan for Asian Mountain Outfitters, I started to organize successful hunts. And of course, for my service, people start to pay money, Brian, and some people tip. Some people start to bring lots of Canadians. I'm really thankful. They brought lots of equipment to Kyrgyzstan. And then those equipments, and still, also buying myself and all the people helping through connections, it was possible to organize those hockey kids program in Kyrgyzstan.
Nice.
And then and also government noticed my desire to develop hockey in sport in Kyrgyzstan. They appointed me also board member of the Ice Hockey Federation in Kyrgyzstan. Also, I later Shooting Federation Olympic Committee appointed me the vice president of the Shooting Federation, and I'm leading also shooting programs too.
Oh, you
So-
have a lot of roles.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
fulfill.
I am glad for that privilege actually. And at the beginning, when I had hard times, when I was hunting for the sake of food, I never realized that was the test, that was the given by God. So these skills, this hardship of my life, one day will turn to something useful for many people, especially for the kids.
Gotcha.
So that's the way it should be.
Yeah, I understand.
And I think that's why a lot of people can gravitate towards hunting, because it is so much like life. You're going to have hardships, setbacks, things you got to overcome. And, at least for me, in my experiences hunting, I've found all of that to be true, and it relates a lot to the way life is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with E3. Right on. I mean, every hunter here has a story, and even the outfitter, everybody here has a story, and it just, hunting, we can all relate.
Yeah, you see, many people may think, hunting is just enjoyment and it's a selfish kind of activity. So hunting and also working in the hunting business, even being guide, can be used in life just to make the world a better place, actually, for others and for yourself. So we can serve with any skills what we have, any opportunities what we have. I mean, for our families and for our nation, for our communities, for the friends. So, you know, the, God gave me wisdom, and I'm trying to use that wisdom for goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like you are. It sounds like you're all over it. I mean,
Thank you.
it sounds
Yeah.
like you found your passion
Yep.
and you're living it to the fullest.
Yep, exactly. You know, turning your passion for ministry, that I would call it. Yep. And then you enjoy actually when you're serving. Probably, you know, sometimes I'm thankful for the clients. I know many clients when they come to hunt, of course, they want to get experience. Yeah. In other words, you know, the enjoy and of course we serve them and they enjoy. They in most cases they go back home really thankful and happy, but at the same time they are leaving lots of money to do our country for the people, for people's need, and then we enjoy using you know, that opportunity to work with foreigners, in my case with clients, to make, I mean, to serve others, and that's my enjoyment actually. Yep.
Yeah,
It's very cool.
it is very cool. Well, yeah, it's just very cool to me to meet you and to hear your story of, you know, where you what got you to where you're at in the passion that you have for your ministry and your kids and the lengths that you're going through to make it happen for them. So what about some hunting? So tell me some good hunting stories. You got a good hunting story?
Yeah, of course. You know, hunting story hunters
Yeah.
probably have also real and fictional stories. Yeah.
Yes.
So you know, I don't want to tell the fictional stories. Of course, real lots of good stories. You know, well, what, for example, what about? Of course, in my case, with my clients or with my personal hunting stories. What do you have in
just
your
a good
mind?
story. You
The-
got to have a good story.
The good story, yeah. Well, what can I tell? Just recently, just an hour ago, to our booth, one of our old clients came
Yeah.
up. He was looking for me from yesterday, and then of course I was walking around, and finally we met each other, and we were remembering the good days we spent together. Yeah, that guy, I'm really amazed at you know, of his patience, because once he was coming to Kyrgyzstan to hunt, and then mistakenly he checked out his gun in Turkey, in Istanbul, and that time was politically not stable situation in Istanbul, and they arrested his gun and him. He spent many hours in the police department sitting. Why, you know, they were asking questions. Why you are, you know, just walking in the airport with
Oh,
your
my
gun?
goodness.
So at the end, actually, they released him, but arrested the gun. He borrowed that gun from one of these custom companies with $8,000 gun,
Uh,
and then he came to Kyrgyzstan without gun. And that time, you see, unfortunately, also his money didn't arrive for the trophy fee, and even he didn't have gun, he didn't have any. Also, nobody's waiting except me and at the airport. So, and then he spent 3-4 days at the hotel with good face, and went back home and didn't complain, didn't swear, and, you know, didn't accuse anyone. And I was really amazed of his patience, of his nobility, his noble character. And then in 2 years he came back with gun,
yeah.
with a new gun. He didn't give up. And then of course we went hunting, and then first day we went hunting in 2 years, and then first day of our hunting we spotted a group of animals, and then they saw also us first, and then there was no way to get close, and we had to make a long shot, and he made a long shot to the chest shot from 630 yards, drop it right there. And then the good thing was we skinned it, and it was cold in the end of the November. We didn't have enough strength to set up tent. We decided, let's sleep in the open air in sleeping bags, of course. Luckily, we had good sleeping bags, But that night was clear sky, full of stars and moon, full moon.
Oh,
We really enjoyed sleeping and looking at that and enjoying. And on the side of us was Marco Polo horn was curled and was laying on the ground, and the horses are feeding and 100 yards away. And beautiful night, I never forget that. And of course, we spent the night in good sleep. And next morning, we rode down to the valley and we left the trophy Marco Polo. We had tea in one of the shepherd's house, and then we rode. We started to hunt for ibex. We found good group of ibex. We actually rode to the top of the mountain. We spotted the good group of ibex, and we perfectly stalked it down to the closest point, and its still range was 300 yards. After the 600 yard shot, 300 yards was nothing. He made one shot kill right away. We skinned the animals and we went down. That from one hand it seemed very easy hunt, but actually it was very difficult. But the most important part was not about that day, 2 days, but 2 years spent for the hunt.
yeah.
With this guy for his patience, and finally rewarded with the lucky hunts and happy days and good fellowship and sleeping under
The stars.
stars
Yeah.
in winter on the top where is the 3,500 something meters above sea level. That's I never forget. I think that story, which is I never stop telling people, that was one of the exciting stories. Why? Because I was really happy to see and share happiness with that hunter who spent his life, lots of money for that. His 2 years, and also going through all these hardships and being arrested in Turkey. But recently, luckily, a couple of years ago, Turkey government invited him and gave back to the rifle. Gave
Wow.
back that rifle to him. David. Yeah,
That's
his
very-
name. I forget his last name. Yeah, that's good ending. Good ending.
Yeah,
Yes.
very good.
Like
ending.
in the fairy tale.
That's a good story.
Well, it is a pleasure to sit here and talk to you and learn about you and your experiences and your ministry. I mean, it's just
Thank you very much.
Hopefully
For me
one
too.
day that I'll get to come over and hunt with you.
Yeah,
I know,
exactly.
Brian, I'm going to go one day. I've
Yep.
got a goal set in my
You're
life
welcome.
to
You're welcome
hunt
to-
over there,
yep.
and maybe we'll share a camp together one day.
Exactly. Also, I start to run also hunt, expanding my ministry, and also hunting the let's say hunting. I wouldn't call it ministry, hunting business. So from this year, I'm going to take hunters to Russia also, Russia, Kazakhstan,
Yeah.
and also sometimes to Tajikistan. Maybe we will see you somewhere around the world, in our part of the world.
Oh, you
Either
never
it's
know.
Kyrgyzstan or in Russia,
Yeah.
hunting for Marco Polo in Central Asia, or hunting for snowshoe on the north of the Siberia.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd
See
be
you,
awesome.
see you soon.
Yeah, yeah. See you then. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
You're
It was-
welcome.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks.
Thanks, Saku.